So for question number 2, again, I kind of discussed this, that we want to just make sure that what we are doing is simply labeling this picture carefully, which is what I'm doing here. And I'm lining up, the inner planet is supposed to represent the Earth. The outer planet is supposed to represent Mars. And the idea here is that we are looking at how Earth and Mars line up with each other in the sky. And what's happening is anytime the line connecting Earth and Mars looks like this, what that tells us is that in this case, this is going to look like Mars is behind us. And then when the line is here, sort of flat, and this is the best way to say this, but it's going to work for our purposes. Next here, they're lined up. And then the last way we can see the lines is that here, Mars is ahead. And let's talk about what this means in terms of the picture here. So what we see here is Mars looks like it's behind. It seems to move forward a little bit, and then it moves forward a little bit more. And now, because Mars is now behind, because the line's tilted this way, it now looks like Mars is backed up a little bit. It looks like it's backed up further, and then it looks like it's gone forward again. So if we were to actually look at this picture in terms of what Mars seems to be doing, what we'd see is it looks like Mars is going forward like this, going forward like this. Sorry, let me try that again. Mars is going forward like this, backing up. Whoops. Okay, 15th time's a charm, going backwards. Like this. That's what we would see from Earth's perspective. The Mars moves across the sky, goes backwards, and then goes forwards again, based on this picture here. So what we mean by retrograde motion is the apparent reverse movement of a planet as Earth overtakes it in its orbit. And the diagram will just basically say see above. So this is what we want to label in our picture. And I actually had a little GIF that illustrated this really well that looks something like this. And what we see is Earth overtakes Mars. Like we see Earth in the bottom, and we can see Earth kind of passes Mars, and then Mars continues. Basically, here's what we see with Earth going around the sun and Mars going around the sun at the bottom here. And then we can see how that motion looks to us on Earth looking up at the sky. And that right there is what retrograde motion actually looks like in real life from the Earth, and also in terms of what's really truly happening as the planets go around the sun. So both of these things are happening. In other words, this at the bottom is the Earth and Mars going around the sun, and then the consequence of that is what we see in the sky above as depicted here.